Hey, good evening, sisters. Good evening. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. I know that some of you sisters have already started participating in the chats. We will definitely have that going. And as you're coming in the room, one of the first things I want to make sure that I tell you is that I'm so proud of you, right? As Black women, we continue to carry. Right? I was doing some research this week on some of the things that we've been doing since before the 1930s to provide stability and foundational support for our entire communities. It predates that, but just the social safety nets, the economic insurance substitutes that we were putting in place. Um, Amazing. And we're still doing that today. And so for me, I want to make sure that you get comfortable. You can see pillows in here. You know, my couch has a low pillow for like the lower lumbar, but it doesn't have anything for the top. And so if you don't have something that if you want to lean all the way back, it can support you, please go grab something right now. It's going to be that type of party, okay? It's going to be that type of situation tonight. And so please give yourself space to do that. If you haven't grabbed a relaxing beverage, please go get that. I got some candles lit. If you like candles, incense, light them. I want this to be the space tonight. We're calling this Sunday Night Reset because that's exactly what we're doing. This is the space where you get to reset. You get to let go of stuff. You get to take in the things you need. And you just get that opportunity for this time for the clock to just stop for you to do that. I was listening to a sister a couple of weeks ago, and she just kept saying, there is no urgency. There is no urgency. And that was such a powerful message, such a powerful message. So I am getting something together for us that I want to make sure works. Yep. Okay, it does. And I want to make sure that I'm sharing the audio. Yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, good. Okay, awesome. I love it when things work the way they're supposed to. If you haven't had the chance, beautifuls, as you're coming into the room, we would love for you to look at the Q&A question and just share. We already have Sana Baba, who is in SC, Panama, and she was telling us where she is, and she was also telling us one thing about herself that she loves. And so we're asking everybody to please do that in the chat. Tell us where your feet are planted. Thank you, Heather. Mwah. Heather Bird, that shared with us something that someone in one of her groups had said. Where your feet are planted actually means where you're located right now. So, where are your feet planted right now? And then name one thing about yourself that you love. It can't be something that is external, something that someone can look at you and see, not something like that. And it can't be something you do, because as Black women, we are way more than what we do. As a matter of fact, let's remember that we are human beings. And in this space, I want you to think more about being, who you're being. And so, good examples would be like, I love my authenticity, or like Cynthia Barnes said, I love about myself that I have this ability to forgive other people. And so, when you're answering that question, it has to be your feet are planted, location, and then what is it that you love about yourself that people can't actually see, but that you love about yourself. So it's who you are, how you show up, what's in you, what's one of those things that you love. So let me, okay. So I don't know how you're positioned, but I want to give everybody a chance to start getting in a comfortable position because there's some things we want to do tonight. I want to thank you for being here tonight, sisters. This Sunday night reset is a place to literally strip off the week mentally and emotionally. What we're going to do here together is flush away the toxins in your spirit and your body of stress, trauma, frustration, worry, negativity. And then we're going to, just for this time, we want to plant in you the ability to just float away from it for a while. The clock, we're just going to stop it right here. I'm Courageous Fire, and I am your freedom facilitator tonight. Um, so, one of the first things I want us to do while you're writing that, I kind of want to get you in the mode. So, we're talking about freedom, freedom. What's that to you? Freedom. Want you to think about it. Freedom. What does that mean to you? Financial stability, freedom. Mm. Doesn't mean no more hurt, freedom. Doesn't mean your body feels no pain, freedom. Doesn't mean you feel good in your mind, freedom. Just close your eyes and feel freedom. Let it flow through you, freedom. I know you hear this beat, freedom. Let it wash through you, freedom. Oh, freedom. There's something about that drum beat, right? There's something about hearing a word over and over again, but hearing that same drum beat that tells your body and your spirit it's okay to accept it. Freedom. Stop that clock and think of freedom. What does it mean to you, freedom? Freedom. If you feel like typing it in the chat what that means to you, go right ahead. Freedom. If you just want to close your eyes and let it wash over you, go right ahead and do that too. Freedom. Oh, freedom. Ooh, freedom. Let's get it in your mind. Freedom. Hope you grabbed your comfy stuff. Okay. So I want you, if you would like to close your eyes, feel free to do that. We're going to do a little visualization tonight together as we get started. If you want to close your eyes, that's fine. If you want to just relax your gaze, that's fine too. But I want you to envision stress, frustration, and worry that you could somehow pick them up off of your chest and throw them off. So I want you to envision that, picking them up, because so much stuff sometimes sits right on our chest, doesn't it? So I want you to imagine yourself picking it up and then having the ability and the power to throw them away. So whatever is stressful in your life, when we breathe in through our nose, we're going to pick them up and then we're going to throw them out. So when we pick it up, we're going to breathe in through our nose. And when we throw them out, we're going to throw it out and say, and get rid of them. So pick them up, but you got to envision what's in what you're picking up. So is it your week? Is it your boss? Is it a relationship? Is it something else? Whatever it is, I want you to envision picking it up, throwing it off. We're going to do that one more time together. Here we go. We're picking it up. We're throwing it off. If you did that with me, put in the chat just one word. How did that make you feel? Either when you envisioned it, either when you picked it up, or when you threw it off. One word in the chat. What did you feel when you did that? What did you feel? I know for me, even though I lead these, I feel things when I do them. I absolutely feel things when I do them. And so for me, I literally could feel things being picked up off of me. And when I threw them out, it was so satisfying. So if I was going to put that word, that's what I would put. I would put satisfying. Mm, wow. Sanaa said it made her feel a little anxious to have no weight on her. That is really something for us as Black women. It's like, I'm so used to this weight. What do I do when I take it off? Like, what does that mean? She felt a little nervous to have no weight. Wow. Yeah, I see the hearts. I know you guys are feeling it. For those of you who are just coming into the room, we would love it if you would share with us where your feet are planted, which means your location right now. Chicago, Atlanta, LA, where are you? And then we did a visualization a few moments ago of pulling weights off your chest and throwing them away. Okay, we're going to do one more thing together before we get into something that I want to share with you, and you'll just be able to sit back and watch it. It'll be about 2.5 minutes. But before we do that, and it's going to set the stage for what we're in this room for tonight and what I want to give you tonight. But I want us to do a grounding breath together. And grounding breaths are so powerful, but I think they're so much more powerful when we actually envision what we're taking in, what we're pulling in that we need when we're doing that inhale. So we're going to do a grounding breath, but we're going to breathe in through our nose. But when we breathe in, we're going to imagine and we're going to intentionally take in. Hey, Angelica, currently in Atlanta, and she loves her ability to pivot. Okay. And tap into the essence of, ooh, and tap into the essence of freedom. Yes, ma'am. Love that for you. Love that for you. That's beautiful. So, as we get ready to do this grounding breath, I want to make sure that we remember what we're pulling in. So, think about the things, sis. What are the things that you need right now? That you need to pull into your spirit? Is it relaxation? Is it peace? Is it joy? Is it relaxation? Is it time? Is it centering yourself? Is it self love? Is it permission to not worry about other stuff right now? Is it permission to have this be only about you right now? What do you need to pull in right now? Whatever that is, when we breathe in, I want you to try to suck all that in, like you're trying to literally suck all those things in through your nose. And then when you exhale, I want you to just let your mouth fall open and let it out. Okay. So here we go. We're going to take a breath in. Remember to pull in all the stuff you need. Here we go. In. We're going to do it again in a few minutes. Here we go. We're going to pull it in. And you can hold it for however long you want to or however short you want to. When you pulled that in through your nose, what were you thinking to yourself? Put it in the chat, the things that you were pulling in. You were like, oh, yeah, I'm pulling in this, and this. What were those things that you pulled in? Tell us. Tell us all the amazing things that you pulled into your spirit. What'd you pull in? For me, it was definitely relaxation, but it was also the candle. Like I have a scented candle and I don't even remember what's in it, but I just know that whenever I light it, my whole energy essence just completely relaxes and has such a grounded and peaceful energy. Mm. Salam Baba said, child, I needed time, money, healing, and selfishness. Okay, come on with the selfishness. Yes, yes. And is it, we call it selfishness, but is it really? Or is it more like putting yourself first? Because why is that selfish? Hmm. Why is that selfish? Anybody else? What are you feeling when you pulled it in? Cynthia, Angelica, when you pulled it in, like, what were you pulling in? What were you pulling in? Well, I'll let you think about that because I want to share something with you that tells you the special place that we are giving you a taste of tonight. So hang on. Ooh, you were pulling in love, Angelica. Good for you. Good for you. Okay. And you sisters were able to hear that okay? Somebody give me a heart or a thumbs up or something so I can know if you could hear that okay. Was everybody able to hear that okay? I'm hoping you can hear me okay now. You could see it and see the subtitles, but you couldn't hear anything. Okay. Well, maybe you were supposed to be able to share the audio too. Hang on 1 second, sisters. Hmm, share system audio. There we go. Okay. You should be in business now. Also share system audio. Sorry, ladies. Bear with me here. All right. Okay. You should be able to hear it this time. Sorry. Window and audio. Freedom is like shopping for just the right outfit in a department store. There's a reason they've been popular with our community for a long time. It's helpful to walk around in the skirt and see yourself in that. How it feels, how it moves, how it fits. As you're walking through the store, you see the perfect blouse to go with it. You try it on, and it looks good. Now you're at the accessories and find the perfect jewelry. All that's left is the right shoe, the one sharp enough to set it all off. And what about the purse? Then you gotta find a full length mirror because you gotta see it all together. When you do that and it's right, you're ready to commit to the outfit. Freedom for Black women living in the United States is like that. We haven't felt certain levels of freedom yet because we didn't get to try it on for lots of reasons, right? Now this conference comes up like a weekend department store in downtown Chicago. And you get to try on the skirt of vibrational healing and the blouse of riding out the impact of grief and the accessories of the right food, intentional movement, sexual and reproductive health, and generational wealth. You look in the mirror of your sisters, your reflection, your healer guides, and you realize you're ready to commit to your next level of freedom. I want to ask you, sisters, when you think about freedom and you think about this whole analogy of having a department store where you could go and try on different ways to get at freedom that were simple, that actually could incorporate into your real life, that honored who you are as a Black woman whose ancestors are from Africa, who allowed you, and all of these different pieces and parts would allow you to just be your full self, but also have levels of freedom you don't have today. I want you to start thinking about what that could mean for you. I had us, there is a place called slido.com, and there is our first thing that I want you to think about. You should be able to see it on the screen right now. If you could have the level of freedom that you desire and there were no obstacles, what do you want most to be free of right now? Right now. So, a lot of times when you ask Black women questions like this, we go, oh, well, I mean, I got to be reasonable. I mean, I got to think about how much it would cost to get the freedom I'm looking for. Well, I do have to think about whether it's truly accessible. Like, is it in another country? Is it in a place that only certain people can access it? What does that mean? Remember when we were kids and we just, whatever we thought, we just imagined it and we just were like, yeah. Like, I remember this little girl that we were doing some stuff with as far as like youth activities. She was so young. I think she was less than 6. And we asked her what she wanted to be when she grew up. And that girl, look, with a straight face said, I want to be King Taya. We were like, oh, well, don't you mean Queen? She said, no, I want to be King Taya. Now she's an adult at this stage of her life. She's probably 18 or 19. Well, she might not even be. She might be still almost an adult, maybe 16, 17. She meant that, because she didn't think about the obstacles like we're taught to do once we so-called grow up. So I want you, if you could have the level of freedom you desire, and I want you to think not about the obstacles, just about the freedom you desire. What do you want most to be free of right now? What do you want most? A word or a short phrase? What do you want most? I see somebody typing right now. Don't leave her out there typing alone, y'all. If you could have the level of freedom you desire, no obstacles, what do you want most to be free of right now? Right now. Woo, that whole expectations was real. Expectations. 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 I'm assuming societal and constraint go together, but it could be financial and constraint go together too. Statuses. Oh man. If you could have the level of freedom you desire and there were no obstacles, you can either scan that, or you literally can just go to a new tab and just type in slido.com and then just type in that number. It's just today's date, 7/19/2026. If you could have the level of freedom you desire and there were no obstacles, what do you want most to be free of right now? That's why we talked about tonight being a space where you can breathe, because there's no holds barred. Financial constraint and the societal expectations of Black women. Got it. Financial constraint and the societal expectations of Black women. Got it. I know we have some other sisters in here too. I would love to see what your thoughts are. That's why we talk about the department store. Because for us as Black women, it's hard for us to even imagine being free from certain things. But tonight, I want you to start trying on what it would feel like to feel free in these areas. Let's try it on. Let's try it on. We stripped off the week, we stripped off stress and worry because I wanted you to have the opportunity to truly like put on something different while we're here together. What do you want to put on, beautifuls? What do you want to put on? What is freedom to you? So if you go to slido.com and then you type in 719-2026, I'll put that in the chat too. I would love for somebody to join Sana Baba over there. What's the level of freedom you desire most right now? It's not that we don't know, because we do. When things get quiet, we think about it. You don't see a second question? No, not yet. If you could have the level of freedom you desire and there were no obstacles, what do you want most to be free of right now? What do you want most to be free of right now, sisters? It's okay. It is okay to say it. It's okay to say it. And as a matter of fact, it feels good to say it. It feels good to actually say it out loud. Like, I don't want to feel like I don't have a voice. I want to be free of tying my communication down. I want to be free of that. I want to be free of feeling uncomfortable sharing what I think. I want to be free of making myself small in spaces. Excuse me. That freedom that you imagined for yourself, if you had it right now, what would you be experiencing? And be careful and make sure that you're describing it in what you're getting instead of what isn't there anymore. Running to something that's positive instead of running away from something negative is a much better energy. The frequency is higher, it's more powerful, all of the things. The freedom you imagine for yourself, if you had it right now, what would you be experiencing? What would you be feeling that you weren't feeling before? That feels amazing. What would you be doing that you hadn't been able to do before and it feels wonderful? Describe it in something that you're gaining versus something that you don't have to put up with anymore. For those of you just joining, we asked for you to imagine freedom. So I'm going to go back. Let's go back a bit. If you could have the level of freedom that you want, and I know that some of you may have been working on the second question, but I wanted to bring in those who just popped into the room. We're imagining together tonight. We're letting ourselves imagine what kind of freedom we want. So, if you could have the level of freedom you desire and there were no obstacles, forget about how much it might cost, forget about how close it is to you, forget about whether it's convenient or not, forget about whether or not you even think it's possible. That doesn't matter. Use your child mind. They tell us to grow up, but let's use our child mind because our child mind never puts limitations in anything. If you could have the level of freedom you desire and there were no obstacles, what do you want most to be free of right now? If you could put it in a word or a short phrase, what would that be? What would that be? You need to go to slido.com and then just type in today's date, 7/19/2026. What's the freedom that you want most right now? What is it? What is it? One sister said financial constraint, freedom from that. And another sister said the societal expectations of Black women. What is the level of freedom you want? And if you could have it right now, what is it? Write it down. Write it down. There's something powerful in other sisters seeing that you want freedom too. It makes us all more brave and willing to venture out and grab it when we see others just going, yeah, I want some freedom too. Yeah, I want some of that. Share with your sisters tonight, y'all. It blesses them, it lifts them up. There's such a domino effect in doing that and saying, I want this too, I want that too. And then somebody else goes, ooh, she said it, I want to say it. I wanted to be free to be myself. And there was something amazing that happened inside of my spirit when I started doing that. And that probably was the biggest level, highest level of freedom at the time that I could wish for. What's yours? What is yours? If you don't want to write it on Slido, put it in the chat. What's the level of freedom that you desire? Forget about obstacles, forget about convenience, forget about possibilities, forget about money, forget about all those things. What is the highest, what is the level of freedom that you want most right now? Either put it in the Slido or put it in the chat, but say it so other sisters can see it. Say it so you can see it. There's something very powerful that happens when we start taking it out of here, taking it out of here and saying it, or taking it out of here and out of here and writing it down. Something happens, something gets unleashed. I want you to breathe free air tonight, y'all. Put it in the chat or put it in Slido. You can do it. You can do it. I'm going to move on to the next one, and maybe it'll be easier for you to write this one. That freedom that you imagine for yourself. If you had it, somebody wrote it in the chat. Angelica, travel and luxury or luxurious travel experiences. Beautiful. That freedom that you imagine for yourself, if you had it right now, what would you be experiencing? Describe it in gains versus what's no longer present. So, Sanababa, the financial constraint that you want to be free from, the societal expectations of Black women you want to be free from, getting that feels like you doing, going, experiencing what? Angelica, that travel and luxury or luxurious travel experiences. What does that look like? What does that feel like? What are you doing? Where are you traveling to? What's the first place you'd go to? What would you be wearing when you go? What does that look like? What does that look like? You can put it in Slido or you can put it in the chat. That freedom that you imagine for yourself, if you had it right now, what would you be experiencing? For me, as soon as I got the freedom to just be me, I started experiencing other authentic people being drawn to me. And some of the most beautiful exchanges have happened in my life since then. And I love living in authenticity because it continues to pull people in where I get to do that over and over and over. And I love it. It's wonderful. That freedom you imagined, if you had it right now, what would you be experiencing? Tell us about it. Tell yourself about it. That's more important than telling us, is telling yourself. Is telling yourself. And once you write it down in the chat or in Slido, take a picture of it, girl. Take a picture of it, sis. Take a picture of it so you remember exactly what you spoke over your life, what you spoke, what you did, what you spoke, what you did. What would you be doing? I can't wait to, Angelica, I can't wait to see where you going. I can't wait to see what that looks like. Sana Baba said, for me, I said I would be experiencing lightness. Mm. Lightness as in the absence of a heavy load. Lightness for me is the ability to walk around and move freely, almost like floating. Yes. And to be comfortable in my own, ooh, and to be comfortable in my own presence. Yes. Yes. I love that for you. Love that for you. Beautiful. Love that for you. Hmm. It's beautiful. That's beautiful. Angelica, come on, sis. We want to know you traveling too. Where you going? What you wearing? Who's with you? Are you being showered by friends and loved ones? Are you doing something and the press is following you around? Like, look, ain't no shame in how we talking about this at all. None. This is the space where we get to say these things and not be judged for those things. This is the space where you get to dream. There is a sister named Trisha Hersey, and she talks about rest is resistance, and she talks about how powerful the dream space is. Mm. Morocco, Lisbon, Cape Town, Bali, Tulum, Santorini. Okay, come through. Yes, yes, yes. Angelica, do you know what you're wearing? Are any particular people with you? Is there certain foods being served? You don't have to write all of that in the chat, but I want you to start envisioning that. Why? Because the more we envision freedom and the details of freedom, the easier it is to keep pressing for those details that we keep seeing and we keep going, oh, yes, absolutely. I want that. Absolutely. Yes, that is amazing. How did that feel? Other Black women, yeah. Other Black women are with me, and we are eating so much fruit and laughing and enjoying our. Come on now. She said we are laughing, we're having fruit, and we're enjoying ourselves. I love that when you envision something like that, you were excited about sisters being with you. That's beautiful. I love that. I absolutely love that. Right? I know that's right. Look, take me, red child. Okay. There's something about that. And there is going to be those things that we were talking about, the Sanaa Baba talked about feeling light and literally floating. Angelica talked about joy. Those are higher vibrations. Those are higher vibrations. And I want to share something with you. Us being in those higher vibrations, when we talk about like tonight was a virtual preview of that. Now uh I didn't have particular um vibrational bowls with me because that's not my expertise. But I'm excited to tell you that there is an amazing sister who's going to be at the Courageous Access Black Women's Conference, and that's what she's going to be bringing. So you should be able to see this itinerary. This is it, y'all. When we keep saying this is what it is, this is what it is. Like there are these moments of grounding, there are these moments of sisterhood, there are these moments of visualization, and then there are these moments of very specific things that people are going to hand you. So I'm going to drive to Orisha Bowers. Dr. Orisha, this is her right here. She's going to be doing a session for us called Vibrations of Liberation, Healing Through Sound, Arts, Ancient Medicine, and Reproductive Justice. So I'm going to click on her so you can see a little bit more about her. But check out what her session is going to do. We're going to reconnect with our bodies as a sacred site of resistance, healing, and joy. We'll get to affirm our autonomy and collective power. And she's going to teach us how to use our ancestral wisdom and personal narratives to reframe stigma, reclaim our pleasure, and be able to literally envision our liberatory future. Yeah, like this is what this is all about, us literally being able to do what it is we say. Like, this is if I had the freedom I want, this is what it would look like. This is the sister who literally can guide us straight through how to do that. How do we raise our vibrations for healing? How do we raise our vibrations to pull in and attract the things that we are looking for? How do we raise our vibrations so that we're actually able to settle ourselves and make some of the necessary steps towards the freedom that we're looking for? These are things that it has been so difficult for us as Black women to learn in the United States because there's such noise. I want you to think about, as a matter of fact, if we get still for just a minute in your space, tell me the different hums you can hear. So for me, I can hear ceiling fan, lights hum, so like electricity. What can you hear? Oh, I'm so happy that this makes you happy, Angelica. So glad for that. Mm. You're saying that you worked with Sister Orisha? If you have, then you already know what it is, because that sister is not here to play games. Is that what you were saying, Angelica? You worked with her? What hum can you hear right now in your space? Hmm. She went through your training. Oh my goodness. Well, then you are not to be played with either. Yeah. Small world or huge spirits of these women, right? Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing. Yeah, so these hums and this noise, right? Us being able to get away from all of that allows us to be able to raise our vibrations. and she's going to lead us in that. Yeah, she is amazing. I sat in a session of hers in a conference like 4 years ago, and I just filed it in the back of my head. Like when I do something, I'm gonna need for her to be present. Yeah, like I had just started the nonprofit maybe a year before I met her, and I was just like, oh, okay, need to keep her in mind. So thrilled to be able to have her at the Courageous Access Black Women's Conference. She's wow. Yeah. So she's going to help us with that, and that's what you'll be able to do. Um, I want to make sure that everybody sees the different pathways to attend. So there's lots of ways. I don't know if all conferences, and I'm using the word conference because I don't know what else to call it, but it's not really that. Um, because Black women, when we are doing Afrocentric things, when we are doing things that honor the ancestors, when we are pulling in our cultural knowledge, it's not really like the sit still with your back straight and a really uncomfortable shoes and a boring suit. Like, that's not what this is. There's no dress code for this because we're not here for that. We're here to get the stuff our spirits need so that we can be free in the ways that we deserve to be free, that we're not today, and that we have those ways to incorporate that into our lives in ways that make sense for us as Black women. So there is this page called Pathways. And when you click there, it's got all the stuff. So um, if you are going to access this conference through possible funding for professional development, because all of these sisters are certified, all of these sisters, except for one, has a master's degree, and two of these sisters have doctorate degrees. So because of that, you actually can take these, and these skills are learning how to reduce stress. They're learning how to be better leaders, and so all these things are transferable to the Western world, right? So that means the Western world can pay for this. So is there anybody here who is like, ooh, I'd like to know how my job can pay to send me for professional development? If so, I would love it if you'd put a heart in there and then I'll talk more about that. Let me see if anybody is thinking, yeah, you know what, doggone it, let Western pay up. Okay, I see a heart. Very good. So literally, this is eligible for professional development. So you can take this screen and you can click right here. If you work at a nonprofit and if you're trying to get CEUs and all of that, you can click here. And there's actually a letter that you can customize to send to your boss. Subject line already in there. Just substitute the supervisor's name. If you are not in the Chicago area where it's going to be, then, estimate what your travel amount is going to be. And then, like, the whole letter literally tells them why this request falls squarely within professional development and training allocation. You ain't got to say nothing. Like, literally, that's the letter that it takes you to. So when you're on that screen, it's taking you there. Let me make sure that when I go places, you guys can see where I'm going. Nope, it didn't show you that, did it? Hold on, share this tab instead. Now you can see it. Okay. So as I was saying before, this has everything in it. You just literally take out the placeholder and put in your supervisor, director, manager, whoever you report to, that would have to be the person to okay that for you. That's what you put in there. Scroll down, your name, your title goes here. If you are not in the Chicago area, you're going to need to put in the amount that it's going to cost you to travel, and they'll pay for that because the total cost for registration, including your food all day on Saturday, is 625. So that means that plus the travel, trust me, they're not going to be mad about that. Do you know why? because it's usually so much more than that when you are doing a conference. So there you go. Is there anybody who's going to want to register their team? Like you're the person that leads your team, you're in charge of that, you have the ability to sign off on that. Is there anybody like that in the room tonight? Okay, I see a heart. This is the section you're going to go to. And just to be clear, this conference is not for everybody. This conference is for Black women because we know it's so important to give sisters a space that they do not have to be guarded for, emotionally tight about the lightness that Sana Baba was talking about. That's what we're doing. We're keeping it light and we're keeping it a safe space. So it's only for Black women. Um, so you can literally register your entire team. When you click on that button, register your team, it shows you exactly how to do that. It walks you through it and it's really, really simple. Okay. Now, for those of you that are like, well, that didn't fit me, but I want to go. No problem. Guess what, y'all? Because we are doing holistic modalities, because nobody's writing a prescription, nobody's doling out pills or shots or anything else, that fits squarely within the alternative method or alternative medicinal modalities that health insurance covers. So if you have an HSA or an FSA card, debit card, guess what? When you get to the space where you pay for it, you can use your card. It's that simple. Does anybody have an HSA or an FSA card that you're like, oh, wow, that's me. I can use my card. Anybody fit that? Who's in here tonight? I didn't see a heart yet. Does that describe anybody tonight? Okay. And then finally, there are so many of us, just like me, who, oh, by the way, if you have something like a firm, then you would have to open your firm app or log into it and request a pay anywhere virtual Visa card. And then you could use that, so that debit card number to do it. If you're like me, a lot of us are like, we left corporate world a long time ago. We're like, mm-mm, I had to go, I had to get out. Well, guess what? There is IRS Topic 513 as therapists, consultants, stylists, coaches, and other kind of business owners under Topic 513 for the IRS. This conference ticket is potentially a 100% tax deductible professional and wellness expense because it directly maintains the skills and personal sustainability you need to run your business. So if your accountant agrees, they can literally write this whole thing off on Schedule C. And not just the ticket, receipt, and invoice, not just the conference itinerary, not just that, but also your travel. If you're coming from out of town, your airfare, your train tickets, ride shares, additional hotel nights that you decide you might want are also likely 100% deductible. On travel days when you're not at the conference yet, or on Friday night, which is not covered, where you're going to have an amazing time exploring downtown Chicago and finding what you would like there. Keep your receipt for where you eat because those are typically deductible under current tax laws. And then, of course, keep your proof of payment method for your accountant. But if that's you, how many folks in this room are running your own business and you're like, oh, I didn't even think about the fact that that would be a tax write off for me? Who does that fit? That you have your own business and this could be a tax write off for you. Let me see your hearts. Let me see the hearts for those of you that are like, oh, shoot, hey, wait, what? That's me. Oh, shoot. If that's you, then that's what you need to do is just keep all of your receipts. Oh, I see a heart. Okay. Then that's all you need to do. You can go ahead and click claim your space and do that. At the top of this page, you can see the dates. We are going to be at the Fairmont Chicago Millennium Park Hotel. They have been a beautiful partner. And I want you to get a chance to see the space. I'm going to go down to the bottom of the ticket page so you can see it. Let's see. Yep. There you go. You can see it. So, do you see the front of that beautiful hotel? That's us. That's where you get to be. That's what it looks like on the outside. And we are getting the FAQs together and we're going to load them up with all the things you can do before and after the conference because you're going to be right there in the Chicago. I believe it's called the South Loop. And by the way, for those of you coming from out of this is all the things that are included in your registration that you get to use at the hotel, including their really lovely workout facility. The spa is an extra expense, but I do believe that they're giving us a discount on that. That's some pictures of the spa. Look at how restful your room is, y'all. When I'm talking about exhaling, I'm talking about exhaling. Look at that beautiful space. That is the terrace from the International Foyer. And that's one of the spaces that we're going to be in for the conference. Um, wow. So I wanted you to know, like, and these are some of the things that you can explore in the area. This is like the Riverwalk area. This is crazy. This is the Fairmont Chicago Winery. Still in the same, all these things are within walking distance of the hotel. Boat tours that you can go on before or after check in on Friday at 4 o'clock. There's the Architecture Center, again, is within walking distance of the Fairmont rather. This is the space. What's included in the cost? Everything is included in the cost for Saturday. So there's breakfast together, there is lunch together, and there are food and drink all throughout the day in between lunch and breakfast that day. It also includes your room on Friday night. So that room that I showed you with a king size bed, that is your room for the night. And these are private rooms. These are not rooms that you're sharing with anybody else. This is your room by yourself. So all of your meals on Saturday, and of course, access to everything that's going on at the conference. And then, of course, your room that you check into Friday at 4 p.m. The welcoming ceremonies that happen on Friday night as we join together. And we're doing a really beautiful hybrid welcoming ceremonies. So if you want to kick it in your room and you're like, I'm comfortable, that's fine. You'll be able to attend from your room in your bathrobe if that's what you want to do. But if you want to come down and be with us and be ushered in person as well, you get to do that. But it covers all of that. That is what is included in the cost. Thank you for that, Sanababa. That's a good question. But when we're talking about the exhale, when we talk about spending time together, talk about the way that we are feeling here tonight. I want you to multiply that. There are going to be yes, it is going to be a beautiful reset. I'm so glad you made it, Sister Erica. Your spirit in any room is amazing. So when we talk about literally the ushering in, when we talk about 150 Black women in a space that's just for us, that's what we're talking about. That's what's happening. Um, and so there's an FAQ at that same website. I'm going to put it in the chat. Um, our um, our link tree is where you can access all of our social media, including the website as well. So it is in the chat. Is the link tree. And I'm going to pin that so that'll be easier for you ladies to find. That is October 16 and 17. And when I am telling you that the same type of breathing reset, the same type of feeling of letting down, the same type of feeling of just being here with your sisters, but like we're doing all over the country in this virtual space, it will be an in person space. There's even on the itinerary, there's even a section for Kiki time because we wanted you to be able to spend time together, not just spend time in the sessions together, but actually spend time together. So we set that up too. There's also a time for What did we call it? I'm trying to remember. Hold on. There's no reason for me to remember. I'll just go look at it. There's also a turn up time, y'all. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna put that back on the screen. Like, yes, somebody specifically asked us, can we have turn up time? Of course we can. So yeah, we are gonna dance together. There's gonna be just like here is the itinerary on the landing page. As soon as you get there, it tells you about the check-in and the welcoming ceremony. Saturday, early risers can actually do individual healing rooms and use those peaceful spaces for morning rituals. Grand rising is breakfast together that we get to do in our own private room as a group. We still get to have that, even though we're eating, we still get to have just each other. The morning sessions are all there together, and one of them literally is going to have a moment of self. There's going to be a lot of moments for self reflection after we meet with each healer. There's no breakout sessions. There's none of that running all around. Did I miss it? None of that. Okay. Onje Osan feels really good for me to say. I found out I'm mostly Nigerian, as that is a Nigerian term for lunch. And so we're going to have lunch together and connect with our sisters. You don't have to worry about checking out of your room before you come to the conference. You don't have to worry about where you're going to put your bags because we're going to handle all of that with the hotel as well. After lunch, they are doing a special checkout just for us and a bag drop. So they're going to help us check out. And then there's going to be a bag drop where your bags will be close to you during the conference. So if there's something that you need, you could just go get it even after you've checked out without a whole hassle. The afternoon sessions are going to start with a collective nap. Yep, I said it, collective nap. And then, yeah, we made time to freshen up because Black women don't play that. I'm not going to be looking crazy. So we're gonna have stuff for you to cover your hair, stuff for you to cover your eyes, and stuff for you to relax, and the stuff that you're gonna need to freshen up. The sister session that we were talking about with the vibrations of liberation happens in the afternoon, and the turn up time I was talking about is right there. Oh, I went past the Kiki time. You see it right there. After session number one, Kiki time happens where you get to get each other's numbers, you get to take selfies, you get together with the sisters whose energy has been drawing you that morning. Get on in there and find out who they are and get their digits, get their whatever contact information you want. Then the last session together before we do our closing session is Nourishment as Resistance, a sister that's going to help us learn how to eat and how to move in ways that fit in our lives so that we can be our healthiest physical selves. And then we're going to close it out with a closing session at 5:15 to 6. When I say that we are going to do an amazing reset, we are, we are. But we deserve that. We deserve that. Angelica, I am so glad to hear you say that you love it because we love it for us. Um, we kept it small. At first, we were like, oh, we're going to just do 150 just this year. We're probably going to keep the numbers at 150 so that it stays intimate, so that it doesn't feel like your nervous system is getting too much with big crowds. But at the same time, we want sisters to be able to access this reset in person in Chicago, the city that births so many things for Black people, is going to birth freedom for us together. I wanted to find out from you, sisters, if you had questions. You're more than welcome to put your questions in the chat, but you're also welcome if you want to unmute and just ask your question. You certainly can do that too. I think YouTube Live lets you do that. I also want you to know on the same page with the link tree that takes you to the website, there is an FAQ section. So it might answer your questions there in the FAQ, but I'm happy to answer them here today as well. While you're thinking about whatever questions you want, feel free to ask me at any point. But I wanted to ask you, how many of you are like, I'm ready to be in the room? I want to be in the room. How many of you feel that I want to be in the room? Sana Baba said, I'm ready. I see a heart that just popped up. Do this one for me. Do the little celebration thing. The little whatever that is, I guess confetti popper. Do the confetti popper. If you're ready to be in the room, boom, pop it out. I see hearts too. I'll take those too. When you go on Linktree and you go there, all you have to do is click on claim your space, and that'll get you there. And if you have things that you want to work out, either um, with your accountant, do that. Make sure that you've talked to your accountant. If there's things that you want to work out with the person that you work with that you need to have approve all of this for you, take them those printouts on that Pathways to Attend. There's that information. Okay, because you are here today, you're going to be able to get, however you join, you're going to see in the comments all of the pages that we went to, so that you'll be able to go back to those same pages and do more investigation if you need to. I want to ask, are any of you someone or someone that you know who is a decision maker who can sponsor seats? What about putting other Black women in the room? Is that you? Do you have teams of Black women, or do you know people who have teams of Black women who can sponsor? If that's the case, you're going to go to that page on Pathways and you're going to click register my team. And that's how you're going to do that. And it literally has a spot for you to put everybody's name, everybody's email, everybody's contact information so that you can do it all on one page all at once for your entire team. And then you would just use your corporate card to pay for your team. If you are a space keeper for Black women and you're like, whoa, the sisters that I know about do not know about this reset space in Chicago in October, but they need to know about it. You can book a session with me. It's like 15 minutes. I'm going to put that in the chat because that's how we can get into the specifics about that. And you can just book the time on my calendar, whatever works best for your schedule. And then we can talk about your team or your group or whoever. And in that scheduling link, you can also put in the information for if you're wanting somebody else to come, then or come with you, then put their email in there and your email. There should be a second space that has additional emails that you can put in, and then just put their email in there after you list your contact information. And then both of you or all of you will get a link to that 15-minute chat so we can talk about what you need. We can set up things for the groups that you have as a space keeper for Black women. Because I'd love to come to your circle if you host events, mastermind groups, church ministries, or gatherings for Black women, and you want me to talk to them. I'm happy to do that. These spaces where we literally pull out what you need to get out and off of you from the week before, the freedom that you want to envision right then for yourself, what you need it for. We're doing these sessions through August 30th. What sister do you know that needs to be in this space, that needs to breathe, that needs to have help grounding themselves and getting the stuff off of them? Let them know, because the same place that you came and registered for it on YouTube, take your sister to that space. If you came here through LinkedIn, each time they're bi-weekly. So there's one this Sunday. There won't be one next Sunday, but then the following Sunday there will be one. There will be one. We chant, we sing, we breathe, we visualize, we support each other, and then we envision our futures. Why? Because it makes a difference when we do that. Why? Because we're African women, y'all. We are literally born with the power to do that. Yep, we came here with that. It's like I said, it's just the hum. It's the Western hum that makes it hard for us to hear, but it's in here. It's in here. And so when we come into these spaces, it allows us to turn off the hum, stop the clock, and get that time back for ourselves that we deserve. How do you feel right now, sisters? Put it in the chat. Tell me, how do you feel? Tell me how you feel. And more importantly, say it out loud for yourself. Because the more that you see when you take time for yourself and you center your needs and you pay attention to the stress that your body needs to have taken off of it, the more you're resounding that message to yourself that this is a good thing for you to do because it feels good to do. And I'm just going to tell you, starting your week like this week is going to be different than last week was because you didn't start last week this way. I feel good. The Gemini author says, I am excited to attend. I'm glad that we all get to experience it together. She says, thank you, sister. It is my honor and my pleasure to do these things for us as sisters. Sanaa Baba said, I feel looser, less tense. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all, this kind of shit gets me excited. Y'all, I get excited because Black women are such a treasure and we deserve to feel good. We deserve to feel good. So if you're already thinking, okay, man, I'm ready for August 2 to come through here so we can do this again, make sure you click notify me on YouTube, subscribe, and then click notify me on our lives so that they notify you when they're coming up because then you're going to be ready for it. I'm going to start putting out a few more things here and there to just remind us different social media platforms that we have. We're trying to make sure we put out there reminders on how to get in nature and experience yourself. One of the sisters who's on here right now reminded me we are not human doings, we are human beings. What happens when you center on who you are in a moment and not what you're doing? Things happen, powerful things happen, positive things happen. Bondages get removed when we sit in that presence. Who else wants to share what they're feeling right now that feels good to them? Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, Sanaa Baba, the Gemini author, don't let them get it all. Don't let them get all the good. Get you some too. Write it down because in the writing, and if you have journals, sisters, the things that you're feeling that feel good, if it's not popping up right now, at some point when you get still tonight and you get quiet alone, it's going to pop up what you feel because of what you did for you right now. And if you have anywhere to write it down, write it down, write it down. Because then you're going to remember when you look at that later, even if all you do is write it on a post it note, and then you snatch it off something and you look at it and you go, I feel looser. I feel less tense. What was I doing? Where was I being? Ooh, I centered my needs and I came to a Sunday night reset. What else can I sit in and be? How else can I take care of myself? How else can I attend to her? Yeah, I'm telling you, when you start tasting freedom, you start going, wait a minute, hmm, I need me some more of that. How can I get more of that? And you start finding yourself looking for those moments, for those spaces, for those intentional things. And speaking of intentional things, I don't know what y'all are doing uh Monday night, tomorrow night, but I'm gonna make sure I don't cheat you. There's this sister by the name of Heather Bird, and she has a production company for writing together. I believe that she has a group working on an anthology right now, but just her spaces are so, she takes you through breathing exercises, she takes you through grounding, she helps you establish your own hum. She has writing prompts that feel amazing. So I'm going to put down here her session tomorrow. It doesn't cost you anything to go to her session. She just wants you to register so she knows who's going to be in the room. I'm going to be in her session tomorrow because Heather is everything. But what are you going to be doing for yourself as you start off the week? You started off with this. I don't know about you, but sometimes Mondays can be, Mondays. And so that whole Monday with Heather might just be the thing that you need. If it is, and you think it might be, take a look at Bird's World. Bird with a Y. Bird's World. Take a look at it. See what you think. See how you feel. Her space is going to be lovely. But you know what? You are lovely. You are beautiful. I call Black women beautiful all the time because I want you. As a matter of fact, as we end tonight, please, everybody, can I have 100% participation from whoever is still here with us tonight? Put it in the chat. I am beautiful. Put it in there. I am beautiful. Put it in there. Put it in there. Angelica, Cynthia, the Gemini author, Erica, Sana Baba. Put it in there, y'all. I am beautiful. Look, let me put it in there for me too. hmm And I'm putting a capital B on there because I am beautiful on the inside, and that is one of my names. I am. I know that's right. Okay, come on, the Gemini author. Come on, Sana Baba. All right now. I know there's still a few people that haven't said anything yet about being beautiful. Come on, Angelica. There she go. I am beautiful. Yes. Come on. Where you at, Cynthia? Where you at, Erica? Come on, y'all. We waiting on you to say it. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. We waiting on you. We waiting on you. We waiting on you to call yourself by your name. Oh, come on, Nidasha. Yes. I am beautiful. I am beautiful. All right. All right. Who else we got? Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. I want to see us at 100% with this. Come on, Cynthia, if you're still here. Come on, Erica, if you're still here. Let me see y'all. Let me see y'all. Well, if there are no more questions for tonight, I want to give you ladies the opportunity to just relax. My name is Courageous Fire. You are here on the Courageous Access channel to make sure that you get to see all the things that we do here at Courageous Access, specifically for Black women, to be safer, to live longer, to live better. Subscribe here so that you always get to see what's going on and don't get left out. Oh man, I hope you just slide under the covers like butter. I hope you do. And we want to wish you a wonderful start to your week. We love you. We love you. We love you. We're ending tonight, but we'll be back. Take care.